Oh hey, it has been a while, hasn't it? It's been pretty good. I mean, aside from the fact that I ended up, landing what 3 offers total, accepted one, rejected two, and then had some complications, so I was kind of forced to back out from the offer I accepted. So I'm currently once again jobless. So here we are, back to back to this. How about yourself? How have you been? Just hope my audio is balanced. It's been a good while since I've done any of this. Yeah, it's been interesting. The timeline worked out to where by the time I figured out that I wouldn't actually be able to take the job offer that I really wanted, I had rejected the other two, and kind of at the point of no return with those, to where I couldn't really go back. So got 3 offers and currently have 0 jobs. Just I mean, it's we'll get there. We got two. We'll get more. Do you have a candle though? Just kind of like this candle. See if it could get some cool lighting effects maybe. There you go. From Texas? No, I'm kind of from the goodness, from like the West Coast area. I think my time zone might have given that one away though. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start this and then go from there. Alright. Bipartite graph. Given an undirected graph represented as an adjacency list, return whether the graph is bipartite. What is bipartite? Okay, I feel like this music is a little bit too loud. I feel like doing like blind 75 questions directly on day 2 of relearning how to solve these questions might be a bit of a big jump. Okay. So a natural belong to the same set. I'm not even really sure what this is asking. I'm just gonna skip it. Oh, well, and then there's Raincatcher. Okay, longest tree path. Solved this one yesterday. I don't know why it's here again today. Interval. You know what? I'm gonna just... How do I... Oh, absolutely. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, well, it doesn't look like a Rickroll link. I'm gonna... Here's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna drag that over, and I'm gonna open it kind of in a separate tab here. Oh yeah, this is good music. I wholeheartedly agree. This is good music. I also want to I'm gonna give up on this and restart it since it's just me in the room. I want to, because I don't know why it was giving that. I mean, I have my Google interview, have my Microsoft interview coming up. Let's do Google, Microsoft. Let's do Meta. I'm sure Spotify, LinkedIn, Apple, Uber, Airbnb, sure. Just to give it a bit more of a variety. Alright, let's go ahead and restart it. Alright, most frequent number in intervals. You are given a list of integers where each element contains the inclusive interval start-finish. Return the most frequently occurring number of the intervals. If there are ties, return the smallest number. Okay, so intervals, intervals, intervals. Usually you want to sort intervals, right? Because my guess on how to solve this, right? It's already an n log n solution because you would have to sort the intervals. I think so, yeah. Like, the way I would think to do it would be to say, sort them, sort by start, and maybe, so I between smallest start and biggest end, and then say, because we know that, I guess we'd have to build that comparator to do it, to sort by the start, and if the starts are the same, we I guess maybe just check like, hey, for each I, instead of building out this list of all the numbers, we check from smallest to biggest and check how many intervals that number belongs to. For each I smallest less than I less than biggest, check many intervals belongs to. And I think that should honestly do it. The question here, right, is do we save time by sorting the intervals by their start value and making that n log n sort to then say, hey, if this number is before the start, then actually no, that doesn't really make a difference because we still need to check later on to see. So yeah, I don't think we even need to sort this really. So let's do this, right? For int I equals 0, I is less than intervals dot length I plus plus, and we're gonna do gonna keep the track of the min and the max. Let's do that. Int min 0, and then int max equals. Okay, well no, max can do it be integer dot min. Min value, max value. Make sure that any value we come across. Yeah, no, I might have potentially woken up maybe 20 minutes ago. So, still not a whole lot of fine muscle control. Let me turn this light on though. This is gonna, there you go, up the lighting a bit here. Get a bit more consistent with the highlight. Okay. So, you know, it's definitely been a while because like most of the assignments I've been doing have been, it's exclamation. Oh, there you go. Got that one. And most of my assignments have not been in Java in a while. Hey, good to see you, man. How you been? If interval at I at 0. Yeah, these problems shouldn't be too difficult. I'm pretty sure it's just two easies, two mediums from just like major companies. It's just a nice way to start. It's less than min equals intervals. Oh, this could have been done with the math.min, but I'll just do the other one as an example of it. Max. Alright, that's where you just gotta work fast and finish all the problems. Math.max of intervals at I at 1 versus max itself. So these are two ways to do pretty much the exact same thing. Println max min, and then let's print out max as well, and return 0. So yep, we have our 1, we have our 9 that was found. Oh wow, 5 minutes really isn't a lot of time, huh? I love the profile picture though. Okay, so now we need a map to store the correlations. Of integer integer who's new hash map. It always ends up being that these easy questions are the ones that are more difficult. I don't know why. I mean, because the more difficult questions are generally focused specifically on like a data structure or like an algorithm of some sort. These questions are just like, hey, what if I gave you a bunch of information and asked you to do something with it? Not a very, I guess, fun sort of thing to work through. Okay, now let's start our for loop. I equals min, I less than or equal to max, I plus plus, and then what we're gonna do is, I guess, make this an n squared solution because it's the only one that really comes to mind at the moment. For int j equals 0. J is less than intervals dot length, j plus plus. I'm gonna do if I let's do a count variable. If I less than or equal is greater than or equal to the minimum there, greater than or equal to intervals at j at 0, and it is less than or equal to the end, j is an I less than or equal to intervals at j at 1. There we go. What we can do then is add 1 to count. And after this, once we finish with the I, we can do map.put I map.count. Or count, there you go. And this should never overlap because we're only ever adding this in the loop. Actually, I mean, because we want return the most frequently occurring numbers, so we want to return not the... Okay. And I guess we can keep track of like the min number as well. Min num equals, we don't actually even need a map. Int min occurrences. You can get rid of the value, the map entirely. There we go. So let's get rid of this. We don't need that. Don't need that either. Okay. So let's solve the question here. Because what we're going to do instead is to say if count is greater than max occurrences. Greater than max occurrences, then we're going to update both of those values. Max occur is equal to count, as well as having the min num be equal to, yeah, it's difficult because it's an interval problem, and I think the way that you solve this one is generally very different from the way that I'm used to solving interval problems, because most of the time with intervals you'll want to just sort them and you'll have an n log n solution at the end of it. Sort of like, you know, find like max overlapping intervals or anything along those lines, it'll just be n log n. But this one's a little bit different in terms of how you approach it. Min num is equal to I, else if count is equal to max occurrences. Max occur. Actually, we don't even need to do this check because if it's not greater, if it's equal, we know we're iterating upwards, so therefore that number cannot be smaller than the one that we already found. And we're going to return min num. Let's run it, see where the compilation errors are. Yeah, helps to use a semicolon where it's needed. Wrong answer, really? Oh, min. I always get those two confused. There we go. And really, okay. Expected result was 0. I mean, I should be starting from a 0 here, shouldn't it? Weird, okay. So, I is less than or equal. Okay, let's go ahead and pronounce our min and our max again. There we go. See what we end up with. 5 and 5. That's strange. you have a guitar one? When's the music stream? Maybe at some point I'll play it, but it's been a while. Is for the expected for 152637. That's a good question. It's hard to do in my head. Because 1 shows up in only 1 interval, 2 shows up in 2 intervals, 3 shows up in 3. I believe it should be 4. Either 4 or, yeah, I believe it should be 4 because 4 and 5 would show up the same amount of times. But, what's it called? 4 and 5 shows up the same amount of times, but we want the minimum out of the 2. Okay, so let's see. Issue is that we're for some reason getting 5s as our min and our max. What if I were to do it this way, right? Like rewrite this to work the same way that this is working here. Min equals math.min of intervals of I at 0 and min. I think also it might just be best to, rather than doing that, set this to be intervals at I at 0, 0, and then 0, 1. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with. Intervals at 0, at 1. There you go. Just run it. It hasn't crashed yet. Okay, time limit exceeded. We are still doing that. Alright, what's up? I'm listening. What's that algorithm? Because this seems to be too slow. Delta encoding. Never heard of that one. Let me quickly look it up. Delta encoding. Oh, interesting. Let me pull that over here. So delta encoding is a way of storing and transmitting data in the form of differences between sequential data rather than complete files. So would you then be storing like how many... I'd assume you are then storing like how many times like a certain delta shows up, right? Oh man, okay, what's the hint here? Compressing the intervals. You compress an interval. I hate line sweep problems, man, because I mean line sweep should be done in I think O of n. So because this is an algorithm that does work. Awesome, I'll be waiting. Because this is an algorithm that does work, it's just slow. So I'm going to leave this for now, come back and try and optimize it later. Maximize binary string score. You're given string S containing 1s and 0s. Consider splitting the string into 2 non-empty substrings such that A plus B equals S. The score of the split string is defined to be the sum of the number of 0s in A plus the number of 1s in B. Return the maximum score possible. Okay, I have solved this one at some point. So I think the point here is to if I can, okay, logically the way that my head is thinking about this, let's say we have like a 1 0 0, something along those lines, right? We do a O of n iteration from left to right and count how many 1s and 0s on that side, on the right side. Then what we do is we do another O of n traversal left to right, where we start and let's say if we encounter a 0, we up the number of 0s on left by 1 and subtract it on the right by 1. And then we keep doing that over and over and over, and we just save the max score that we encounter over the whole time, and that should just be it. Hate easy problems. They're not easy, they lie. Alright, so let's go ahead and give that a shot. See if we can implement that. So, int L zeros equals 0, int L ones equals 0, int R zeros, and then int R ones. So let's first of all count how many of each there are. Okay, so for int I equals 0, I is less than s dot length. If s dot caret I is equal to a 1, or rather a 0, I'm gonna do R zeros plus plus, and we know the only other character that can show up is a 1, so otherwise we can just increment the other variable. There we go. Cool. So this should give us the total count of 1s and 0s in it. So now, because we need to, I guess because they need to be non-empty substrings, we need to not consider that first one, even if the first one is the one that gives the most score. So first of all, let's set up a variable to keep track of the score. So we're going to say int max score equals 0. So any score we find is going to be bigger than that. Then, are we guaranteed the string's going to be... Okay, it is going to be above a certain length. So we can account for the first 1, 2... Okay, let's just set up the loop, I guess. Equals 0, I less than s dot length, I plus plus. Cool. So our first thing we're going to do, move one character over to the right, to the left side rather. So if s dot char at I equal to 0, make sure we actually define it as a character. Cool. If it's 0, we need to subtract a 0 from the right and add a 0 to the left. L zeros plus plus, as well as R zeros minus minus. And just need to do the same thing, but with 1s on the other side. Okay, so otherwise, L1s plus plus, R1s minus minus. Then we just need to do max score is equal to math.max of itself versus the current score that we have, which is going to be the number of zeros in A, so L zeros, and R ones. And if this just runs, I think this should just be it. Max score. And watch it. Can't wait to watch it crash and burn. Length. It's always these typos that get me, man. Oh, it's a plus sign. It's a plus sign. Cool. And nice. Minus 1. Because it needs to be, can't go to the end because it needs to be, boom, done, easy. This was like an actually easy question though. They didn't lie about this one. Alright, at least I got my streak up. This is a very nice way to do it because it brings your solution down to O of n rather than being in n squared where you just count things. It's, I guess, maybe like if you really think about it, a very, very kind of low complexity dynamic programming problem. Let's see what the string, cool. Because yeah, you are storing the data and you're giving up space to make the time complexity faster. Profitable job matching. Okay, you are given lists of integers, people, jobs, profits. Each person in I and people have different amount of strength performing job J requires an amount of strength and nets profit J. Given that each person can perform at most one job, although a job can be assigned to more than one person. Return the amount of profit we can make. Okay. So, given that each person can perform at most one job. Okay. Each person in I, people have... Wait. They have people I amount of strength. And performing job J requires and nets that much profit. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take a guess, say this is a greedy. In fact, not greedy. Not greedy. Okay. However, I do still think there's a greedy element to this because we always want, I think, the lowest qualified person possible for any given job to take that job. So I think what we need to do is first and foremost do arrays.sort. Oh, but we can't we can't really. We can't sort the jobs array because we're losing the values there. I quickly want to check where distance query is. I hate data structure problems, so I'm just going to stick to this one. Okay. Perform at most one job, but a job can be assigned to more than one person. Okay. So, you can use the exclamation point room or exclamation point join up there to hop in the room. How would you actually do this? Because my first thought was basically to sort it and then I guess potentially if we are doing it a two-pointer, we want to somehow let's say we're starting with this person. We can sort our people array and sort of I'm assuming the jobs are unique numbers as well, right? We okay, so let's kind of do some brainstorming here. I do want to try something though. I wanna play the song I was sent earlier here for everyone to enjoy. It's 2 minutes long. Hope it's not too loud. There you go. Good music to work to. Goodness, I forgot what this was like. How did this stream so quickly transition from a calm jazz to this? All right, I think that's enough of that. I'm gonna put the jazz back on. It's definitely a change of atmosphere. Okay, so first person can take the second job because you can't do that one. I guess you want to basically. So let's do it this way, right? I think what you want to do is sort people low to high. Then, how big can our job list be? Job list can be 100,000. Previous interval problem. That would be most frequent number in intervals. I can even paste that into the chat. There you go. Okay, so we want the person, yep, always happy to help out. Want the person to take the lowest job that they can because that allows us to keep more people open for bigger jobs. So we somehow need to keep track of, let's do this, right? Make set to keep track of jobs that we already fat. Already did. Keep pointer for start array, for people array. Keep pointer for jobs array. Keep checking my email. Has some applications that I'm still waiting for answers to, and hopefully they'll respond. I don't understand the idea of sending out assessments to people, having them ace them, and then just not responding. Like, what gives? Come on. Okay. Like for, I think it was, man, I can't remember what company it was, but they used a TechByte or TripleByte or something along those lines. And I scored in like the top 98th percentile of their assessment. And they just kind of like said, good job, and I just never heard back from them. Raise out sort people. Let's do int people pointer equals 0. Int j pointer equals 0 also. Let's do hash set of integers. Let's do assigned equals new hash set of integers. Perfect. Okay, so now what we can do is iterate through this now sorted array of people, and what? I guess find the smallest value non-taken job. I guess that works. And if we find nothing, that person doesn't get a job, I guess. See, but this already feels like I'm overcomplicating it. Because the plan is to say have 5 go here, 5 will find this 5, add it to the set of it, add its index to the set, assign itself, take the profit of 2 and move on. Okay, let's give it a shot. What? I mean, doesn't help to not code. I++, okay. And then let's do, and 2 pointer makes it seem like it should just be a n log n at most with the sort. Unindent that. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna do that. Okay, well, we don't really even need these pointer variables if we're just going to be handling it that way. Index equals 0, j equals 0, j is less than jobs.length. For this first one, or I'm assuming for this one, right? It's just ambiguous enough to like point me towards it being a greedy problem. Like it feels like it should be a greedy solution, but what scares me about doing it as a greedy solution is the fact that can't really sort this because the profit array needs to be sorted with it, and that's very difficult to sort in comparison, like alongside the other one. I++. You know, a lot of these are a little bit ambiguous. I don't think so. Wait. Amount of. Given each person can perform. Wait. Wait, hold on. This makes the problem so much more difficult. So what you're saying is, at least from what this statement is, seems like it's saying, yeah, like multiple people J can team up on a job. Oh no. This just makes the problem like, if it is the way that I think it is, I don't know how to approach this now. Because this approach works if only one person can work on one job. Because I guess, but no, it does. Okay, here. What do the hints say? Well, yeah. Okay, can you think of a greedy strategy? That's what I'm. No, see, that's what I was. I'll try to keep solving it my way, but the way this is written is very poorly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you can reassign person one to another job. So wait, does this mean that? Oh my goodness, this is so poorly written. So okay, I'm then under the impression, right, that each person needs to simply find the. So I guess let's say like every if like job J has like a cost of 1 but gives you like 10 profit, you can just assign everyone to that job. There's nothing saying that like hey, only one person can do one job and it's done. Goodness, this is so poorly written. I wish there was like I don't know what level I would have to be to like edit these problem statements. Well, okay, well this that kind of throws this whole thing off. So what we're doing is, I guess the greedy approach maybe is to then sort by profit, maybe. Because I mean, this whole approach goes out the window with this. Let's just do that. Don't even probably need to sort people. So need to somehow find. Okay, so greedy problems almost always end up being solved in n log n because that's just the nature of having to usually sort something to get the greedy problem done. Oh, hey, good job. Really curious to see how you optimize it past my n squared solution. Okay. What can we do? What can we do? Because, I mean, there is the obvious n squared solution where you just iterate through everything and find the most profitable one. But that seems bad for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, okay, so first person takes second, second person takes second. Yeah, I don't know. All of a sudden, this problem got a lot more difficult. Got a lot more difficult to come up with a fast solution. I'll try and implement the, like, bad solution that I can think of here. And then we'll go from there. So we're going to do account for int max profit equals 0, for int j equals 0, j is less than jobs.length. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because one way that we could do it is to make a hash map of job to sort the jobs by increasing effort. Make sure the increasing effort profit is still. Make sure the increasing effort profit is increasing. I was gonna say to of job to profit, and then actually no, that doesn't work because they can have the same level, so that already goes out the window. It's just a matter of I just don't know how to sort both the arrays at once is my only thing here, you know? Like that's the part that I can't wrap my head around. How do I sort jobs while maintaining the relationship that the jobs array has to the profits array? Can't sort them together. I guess my only real question here, like, my whole sort of strategy that I have in my head banks on the fact that the numbers in the jobs array are unique. See, okay, yeah, because the custom class solution would make sense if you build, let's say, a, because at that point, you could, okay, but I doubt it wants you to go that far, right? Okay, so maybe you do have to sort the job. I mean, it makes sense that you have to sort the jobs array. I guess I'll try that. It's been a while since I've done, like, it's always far with Java. Because, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could, rather than writing my own class, use the Java point class, which is looked down upon because you can't do that in an interview. They'll just kind of say no. But you can store two values, and you can store the job and the... Yeah, okay. So... I guess... Is there a tuple? There should be, yeah. But I mean, a tuple in this case would do the same thing as a 2D array would, I think. Let's try that, I think. Int, sure, values, I don't know. Equals new int of, so we have jobs.length, and it's going to be two values. Yeah. And then let's do for int I equals 0, I less than values.length, I plus plus. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to do this, and we're going to sort them together. Values at I at 0 is going to be equal to jobs at I. Forgot you could just do this at times, you know? Values at I at 1 is equal to profits. After putting them all in like this, arrays.sort. I'm not sure if this will work the way that I think it will, but I hope that it does, because I'm under the assumption 2D implementate array will not work. Curious why you think so, because in my head what I'm trying to do is keep the relationship but sort it. Replace, remove, add. Word distance, which constructs the instance, which returns the shortest distance between the words A and B in words. I honestly have no idea. I didn't even read over this problem. It's a little too confusing for my barely awake brain. Okay. So, I guess let's do this. Okay. Sometimes I wish that I'd like learned all these data structures and started practicing in JavaScript for all of this, because it just seems like it'd be so much simpler than writing all of this out every time. Lengthal, don't need lengthal. Yeah, JavaScript. It's my more like working language of sorts, I guess. You can't just sort 2D arrays. I mean, I guess. Forgot how to just use the lambda expressions. Okay, wait, how do I write a comparator class? Hold on. Java, write, compare. Is it comparable or? I think it's comparator. Right, comparator in sort. Yeah. Because I need to add this comparator in at my thing. List persons, new, raise as list. Yeah, new comparator of, jeez, okay. So complicated. Comparator of, heck, what the heck, how the heck do, is it like int? This seems wrong, but. And this needs to implement, it's the comparable, I think. You know what? Give me this. Public int compare. Dang it. I hate it. I hate it here so much. Okay. So how do we go about sorting this then? This is the part where I think had an interview kind of pop up where I needed to do something similar, and it was did not end well, let me tell you. Use list custom class instead of a 2D. This is one of the reasons that I hate working in Java sometimes. Like, hey, I want to sort these 2D arrays in a specific way. So I then have to go make a custom class that stores all of this information. Then, to sort it, build another custom comparator to which I pass my custom class, and then I sort that custom class. Like, come on. Come on, dude. Like, I swear, something like JS, I feel like I would just toss this into like I'll just tack on a dot sort and it would just work. All right. Time to make an inner class. Class job. Int. Public job. Crap, how do I write a... Goodness, how do I write a constructor? Ah, it's been so long. Can extend the comparable interface as well. Okay. Am I tripping? Is it just alternative to comparator? Yeah, because you can make a comparator and then you can make it, the object itself comparable, and then just toss in. Yeah, so it's just public main. Public job. Let's do extends. Comparable. And let's look up the comparable interface as well. This has no reason to be this difficult, like, straight up. This is not fun. Compare to method, and it takes a t. Okay. Public job, it's going to take an int work, int cost. I'm going to do int work, my work, int my cost. See, because last quarter, my the classes I was taking, in one, I was working primarily in C, Erlang, and Python, and the comparable job instead of... Really? Compiler might complain. Okay. Yeah. It's been a really long time since I've, like, written a comparator, so it's well beyond me. My work equals work. I don't even know if this is the way to write an inner class anymore. I don't know what I know anymore. Because I spent so much time working in the back end in Java, building out like API endpoints and like working the front end in Android Studio, that has been so long since I've written raw Java. It's not fun. And the Android dev class was like a full-time job, so that's where all my time went into. Okay. This implements to implement the compare to method, and that returns an integer. All right, let's do public compare to job j. So here's what we do. If I made these. I'm just gonna make these public fields because I don't want to. I don't want to build getters and setters. Call it bad practice. It's just how it's gonna be. So if j dot get. Oh, not get cost. Okay, j dot my cost is less than my cost. Return. Let's see. How does this work? Negative integer, positive integer. Yeah, I figured that I don't need any of those, even if the fields are private. Yeah, but I guess the idea that accessing them here. But I wouldn't. This wouldn't allow me to get the value from my field because this would refer to the current current instance of the job object. Where is it? Okay, -0 or a positive less than. So if the one that we are looking at is okay, let's do turn -1. If j dot my cost is greater than my cost, then we turn 1. Else, so if it's not less than, it's not greater than, it must be the same. We want to then sort the object by saying if j dot. Wait, why the heck did I name it work and cost? Why the heck is it cost? My profit. That's a terrible naming convention. Yeah, no, it's Java as a language, it's like it's on what you like need an IDE to work in Java, man. I also now realize that I've written this whole thing wrong. It's you see my work. We want to sort them by work and then by profit. Watch, none of this is gonna compile. Like, I'm writing all this, none of it's gonna compile. I'm gonna get like 50 errors. Okay. We want the job with the higher higher profit, I believe, to go first. J dot my profit is greater than J dot wait, not J dot, just my profit. Return. So if the one we're looking at is greater than, we want it to go first. So we're gonna set it to a -1, then say else. This is terrible. I am just not having a good time anymore. Okay. Then what I think we're gonna do now, first of all, gonna get rid of all that and watch this not compile. Oh wow, that's actually not too terrible right now. No interface expected here, job. It's implements, not extends. Oh wow, it compiles. What a shocker. Genuinely kind of shocked that it compiled. Okay. So, int job values equals new, not, let's do list of job values equals new array list job, and then we're going to just fill that array list back out. This is... I'm gonna look up like a Python solution to this, and it's gonna be like 2 lines, man. Okay. Job cur equals new job. And for this job, we're gonna do jobs at I to get the work. And decreasing order of effort. I think increasing, actually. You know, that's the thing is, I have absolutely no idea how this is gonna sort because I can never remember the negative and positive integers here, so we're gonna take a look at that after work and then profits at I. I'm gonna do values dot add cur. All right, and what I want to do is actually give this a toString method. We're gonna go all the way to do this. Delta encoding, most frequent number in intervals doesn't work actually, as I thought the constraint n was actually array at I. Oh, so would you say it's too slow then to work for that? Because that's kind of what it seems like. If the amount of like a given value is what the issue is, then let's return work. Yeah, TLE. It's difficult when it's difficult to get it optimized enough. Like you can get a working solution and like in an interview setting that might work, but you know, if it's not optimal, it's definitely gonna be sort of a hindrance. It's gonna take a bad toll on you. My work plus profit. All right, so let's do that, and then let's do this. For int I equals 0. Okay, yeah, no, okay, well, see, most of the time it's fine until you have to do this garbage. Most of the time, Java being as like verbose as it is, it's fine, except when it's this. Yeah, fine. For job j in values. I can see why people don't really enjoy using it on the job, because like I understand using a verbose language, kind of like C. It's like, you know, super low level. You get a lot of control. It's like super fast if you know what you're doing. You make a fair point. I never actually sorted this list. List.sort values. And then see what we print. Println j dot toString. All right, let's see what we get. And a compilation error, of course. Values is no longer a I don't think so. That's also another one of those like Java things. Like I know Python you can do that, and I know in JS you can do that, but cannot be converted to a comparator. Yeah, I think it's yeah, size. Okay, so it's worth a shot, because I don't like the fact that like if the fact that it implements both you can use comparators or the comparable interface, and they are used. Yeah, no arguments. Hold on. How do I actually Java how to sort list of objects implementing comparable? Okay. Yep, implements comparable of employee. good compared to good. Collections.sort. Collections. More, more packages, more interfaces. I think is it Java 8? I don't think it really specifies. Okay, so that's the wrong answer, but it's okay. Nothing also printed. Yeah, I think this might be an older version, because this website's been up for a while, and I don't know, I heard from somewhere that it's not really being maintained anymore, so... Why did nothing print? Values at I. Can we print stuff, please? Yeah, I mean, it's right here. Should be doing what I expected to. Oh, values.getI. Jeez. Please work. Please work. Come on, just print something. Values.size. Oh, I'm dumb. Values is of size 0. I was just doing it of size 0. There you go. Okay, wrong answer, but we are sorting in somehow the wrong order again. Okay. I thought I read the documentation well enough. -1. 6. Oh. -1. Yeah, it's... There you go, so 5, 6. Cool, now we have it sorted. The idea of Delta encoding is to initialize an array of length max valid array plus 2. Fill it with zeros. For each interval, increment array start and decrement array end. Then run prefix sum on the array. Finally, iterate from left to right to record the index of the largest element. It'll be the answer. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of that kind of flew over my head, mostly because prefix sum has been a nightmare for me. Like, I have not been able to kind of wrap my head around prefix sum. It showed up on my Google internship OA. It was like a variation of prefix sum using a hash map, and I completely just blew the question. I don't know how I even made it further in the interview process after that. Okay, so we have them sorted. Alright, I gotta take this phone call. I'll be back. Okay. I honestly forgot exactly what I was doing. Got so caught up on all of this Java nonsense that... Okay, so we have them sorted. Now we need to find... Oh, wait a minute. No. The other way was right. The other way was right. Because here's what we're doing. We're sorting it like this. Well, it's a prefix sum array. Literally just do this. Okay, so because we want it like... Oh, okay, well, see, that's a different kind of prefix sum. That's the easier kind of like array prefix sum. The one that I was talking about is the kind of dynamic programming variant, the more sort of like higher level difficult one. And so we want it like this, and then we want the higher the profit, because here's what I want to do. I want to double check something here. I want to update my test case. The job, this I want to, let's say, also be 5, and I want to make sure that 5.2 comes before 5.1. 5.1 does not come before 5.2, so we're going to flip this, and we're going to flip this. Okay, I think I'm onto it. I think I know what I'm doing. We're going to do that, and we're going to get it to work like that, and we're going to take the very first job that we find for a person, and that's going to always be the most optimal job that they can do. Because it's going to be the first, it's going to be the job they can do, and it's going to have the highest profit for what they can do. Perfect. So for int I, let's do this now. People.size, not .size, doing people.length. I++, we're going to do for while, actually for int I equals 0, I is less than j. J less equals 0, j is less than values.size, j++. We need to do all of them just in case there is no job for this person to do. And to say if values.get at I dot my work is less than or equal to people at I, basically saying is the work effort required for this job less than or equal to what this person can do. If it is, we do didn't even write a variable for profit equals 0. If it is, profit plus equals there you go. Profit plus equals, can you just line up, please? Fine. Profit plus equals values dot get I dot my profit, and we're gonna break. Cool. Return profit. This should not have been nearly as difficult as it is. This is O of n times m. I believe so, yeah. In worst case, it will be n times m. Three and 7. Why? Take the job. There you go. Okay, but why? Why are we taking... Okay. Taking job that costs 6 to do. Okay, what? I'm so close, man. Okay. I'm determined to solve this question. I'm really close. I see what the issue is. Okay, let's flip the sort. Let's do that. Flip our sort. We want to check every job that we can take and keep the highest profit for that. Max profit. Otherwise, max profit equals, not dot max, of max profit and values dot get I dot my profit. Basically, every time we can take a job, take if we should take the job. Once we finish and can't find it, we just add the max profit. No, that what? There we go. Missing semicolon. Max profit is all lowercase. My brain's starting to shut down slowly here. And if you end up solving this faster than I do, it'd be kind of funny. Oh, I'm so close, man. Okay, let's do at least this. Let's see if it's even getting here. So it is. Come on, man. Such a struggle for no reason. Okay. Why are we never hitting that? So our first person is 5, and that should just be getting triggered there, but it's just not. All right, let's do values. Get I. I want to see what this work is. Yeah, so that should work. If values.get.I get at I, my work is greater than people at I. So 5, that's fine. But why do we never get into this loop? Why do we never enter here? Because people at I, okay, he's 5. Profit 2, max 2, profit 3, max 1. 2, 2, and I want just max here. You know, nothing makes you feel like an incompetent programmer like spending a good hour on a medium problem. Max 2, why is max 1? J. 2, 4. Guess here we can just say if j equals values.size. We can just do profit plus equals max profit. This should just be it. This should work. I hope this works. Nice. Okay. For crying out loud, this problem is gonna end me. Let's get rid of this println. Just work, please. Just work. Just work. I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Okay. Let's just get rid of all of the things that we don't need. Because I just don't see a faster way to do this, honestly. It might be all the 2 strings, it might not be, but I can't see a faster way to do it. Just give it to me. Still no, huh? Okay. Because this is a greedy approach. Is it not greedy enough for them? Because, I mean, I'm sorting it. It might just not like the fact that I'm using my own object and using all that. Goodness, okay. You're just kind of on your own thing at this point. I think I'm going to leave this problem here, honestly. I don't know where to take it from here. Because, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I've built my own comparable object to sort everything. I wonder what's the slow part, though, because like the sort is still n log n, even if it is with just a bunch of objects that I made. It's got to be this nested loop here. But I can't think of a faster way to do it. What do the hints say? Jobs can be reassigned. Does it want me to do a binary search on top of all of this? I guess that does cut it down from n squared to what? N log n? For the binary search? I honestly do not feel like writing. If you sort people array and use a pointer. Is that, I guess, why this is a two-pointer question? Probably. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave it here because I have been, what, hour and a half at this? And my brain is fried, so I'm going to leave it here. It is a very interesting problem. Definitely not on the easy side, though. I mean, it does only have, what, 400 attempts total. But I think it was a nice refresher on writing comparators, writing kind of my own inner classes. So this was definitely very helpful. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. If you do end up figuring it out, one sec. There's a link to the little Discord server I made. It's nothing major, just a place to send in solutions and screenshots because Nightbot gets really upset at those for some reason. So if you want to send it in there later, I'll definitely take a look and we can come back to it potentially tomorrow because this is a very interesting problem. Just a lot of optimization that needs to be done. But I think that's going to be it for me for today. Hopefully you enjoyed me struggling, being able to solve 1 out of 4 problems again. Not a very reassuring sign, to be honest, when you have your Google final next week. Yeah, I kind of have to pick it back up. I've got my Google final upcoming next week, I've got my Microsoft final upcoming next week, and I have a bunch more applications to send out. So, back to daily streaming, daily practice. I took a bit of a break because I thought I was kind of set with things, but turns out, man, oh, Simon's gone? No way. I hope Simon's gone because he landed the job he wanted. Yeah, no, I really hope Simon got the job he wanted because he was doing well for himself. Did he actually, like, here, I want to check if Simon posted anything. Because Simon was what got me into the whole, like, streaming aspect of this. I don't want to watch Madden streams. Midnight Simon. Let's see what Simon's been up to. Because you mentioned he left. Let's see. Oh man. Okay, his last stream grinded leak code for 150 days AMA. 2 months ago. Practice algorithms. Hey man, I really hope Simon landed the job that he wanted. Really hope it, because I mean, this man deserves it. He's been at this for a long time and he didn't give up. Because I remember from asking him, he was doing this like a full-time job, like 40 hours a week to get. Let's see, does he have anything posted about landing jobs? Yeah, no, can't, not that I can see, but you know, knowing Simon, he probably did get it. Very smart man. All right. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you, everyone who stopped by. Back tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. PST. Oh, my voice is going from talking so much. All right. Take care.